Hey there, Internet. My name is Scott, and this is my review of the Republican Party of Australia. Um, I am reviewing all of the political parties in Australia. We have 54 of them, and we have an election which is only a few days away now. I've spent the past few weeks looking at all of the political parties that we have and finding out what makes them tick. And so here is a little bit of information on the Republican Party of Australia. Okay, the Republicans. Now, they were formed in 1982, which is just over 30 years ago now. So they're championed by a politician called Peter Considine. Um, he's been in the game 30 years, so the party is older than most. And suffice to say, they're not quite a one-issue party, but they almost are. They want to end ties with the United Kingdom. Um, Now, for those of you that can remember, we had a referendum on whether Australia should become a republic. This happened in 1999. Um, Referendum is a compulsory vote where everyone in the country has to vote on an issue. It's outside of choosing a government. It's everyone voting on a certain issue. It's a huge undertaking, and I guess in the late 90s we had a Republican movement, I would call it. We had a Republican movement, and I guess the Republican Party were really the instrumental party in driving that movement. Um, the Republican movement got got a lot of ground, even to get it to the point where we decided to have a referendum is a really big decision to have, and um, referendums aren't cheap; they're very expensive to put on. Um, and the referendum basically voted down the idea of becoming a republic at the time. So I guess the Republican arguments failed at the time. Um, it didn't, in my understanding, it didn't really fail because of people not wanting to be a republic, but it was more worded in a strange way, and it was more that we got caught up on the details as to how a republic should work. So if we were a republic, we'd assumedly have a president as well as a prime minister. And there were a few different schools on how to pick that president, and that was a really sticky point. So we basically got caught up in the details of it. It reminded me a little bit of what happened with the climate change summit in Copenhagen, where it wasn't that people didn't want to change the world to make it more climate change friendly, but it was getting caught up in the how to do it and who should do it and what should stipulate or what stipulations need to happen by who. And it was another case of getting caught up in the details, and then I guess what could be a noble idea didn't really go ahead. Um, so the Republican Party, they're still going by all means, and they they have a few, I guess, core ideals. One of them is obviously that they want Australia to be a republic. They believe that Australia is overgoverned and that we have too many tiers of governance. Specifically, they would like to obviously change these tiers down from three, so from federal, state, and local, probably just to local and federal. They will are likely to make changes to state government to perhaps remove state government altogether. The Republican Party, they're fans of secularism, so they don't believe in religious bias when making laws. And they have on their website, it mentions water security, food security, energy security, the Holy Trinity. But it doesn't go into details as to what their thoughts are in terms of dealing with those issues. So they are thinking about them, but that's as far as it goes. The Republican Party, like a couple of other parties, like the Stable Population Party, I know there are others, but they support a system called zero net migration, which is where you can only let in a certain amount of people into Australia at one time, and after that time, you have to wait until people leave before you're letting more in. Um, they also, the Republicans, they don't support an emissions trading scheme. They don't see it as an effective way of dealing with the environment. That's pretty much it for the Republicans. That's all I've got to say about them. If you want to know more, please take a look at their website. The link to their website and the link to the Wikipedia page is all in the details of this video in the comments. And if you are interested in other political parties, check out my other videos, and I will see you really soon. Thank you. God save the Queen! The fascist regime that made you a moron! Potential hate bomb! God save the Queen! She ain't no human being!